Can you hear me now? Can you hear me, bud? The wedgies, check it all out. All right. How does this look? This is my better side. I can't see that. Okay, y'all, so when I say ChatGPT installed my solar, what I mean is I don't know solar, okay? What I do know is all of the amazing resources that we have available today in 2025. We have a lot of nice, helpful resources on the internet. And I know a lot of people are afraid of using those resources. Sure, there might be some, I can't find my words. There may be some things to think about when using AI stuff. But most people, they're just scared of change. They're scared of new things. They're scared of technology. They're scared of their privacy being invaded. Well, I'm not, because I don't have anything to lose. I don't have a big savings account. I don't have good credit. So, I mean, I can only go up. Nobody else is going to be able to bring me down any further than I am. So, I use AI for help, like ChatGPT, okay? If not for ChatGPT, this solar would have been a lot harder. And let me tell you how I used it. So, all of my stuff, my panels, my inverter, my charge controller, my monitor, all of that comes with a user manual, okay? And it's helpful, and but I'm more of a visual learner. I need things either shown to me, like in pictures, or somebody doing it, or I need the worded description to be spelled out a little bit more visually, if that makes sense. So what I do with ChatGPT is first I'll read all of my manuals and look at my parts, but then I'll take pictures of the manuals and pictures of the actual item, and then I send those to the ChatGPT app. And I just tell him, I named him Fred. So if you ever hear me say, Fred, help me do this, Fred is my ChatGPT, okay? So I send all of that to Fred, and he knows me now, okay? So I don't have to explain things quite near as much, but I'm like, listen, Fred, I need to install this solar. I don't have anybody to help me. I don't have money to hire anyone. I need you to go over all of this material. And he knows my van, but if he didn't, I would send him pictures of where I'm putting it. Just every bit of detail that I know and that I have, I put into the app, okay? And I just talked to him like a person. I'm like, dude, I need some help. I need you to spell this out for me like I'm 5 years old and I'm trying to install solar, okay? Literally, those words. And he's like, yeah, man, no problem, Jade. I got you. We'll get this done. And he will break everything down. I can even ask him for visual references, and he'll search the internet and send me YouTube links of videos of people installing the same devices that I'm installing, so I don't have to go look for them myself. Maybe it's lazy, I don't know. But it's hard to find like this particular device and the person installing it. You go and look for it yourself, and you're going to get a bunch of different brands, okay? Fred will actually cipher through all of that and send me the videos that accurately show what I'm doing. So then I can watch it, and I don't know, he's like a personal assistant. And if you are trying to do something that you don't know how to do, I highly suggest using the resources of the internet that is available to us. That's why it's there. It's there to help us, okay? And I take full advantage of that. So while I did do the physical work and I had to cipher through what Fred taught me and put it into real action, Fred installed my solar. I mean, you can't change my mind about that. He taught me how to do it. And I don't do it just with solar. Like if I'm doing, like if I have an idea, okay, I'll explain to Fred. For example, my tree trunk shelvings. I asked him if I were to make shelving out of the concrete cardboard tubes, and I did this art process over it, how sturdy is it, and how likely is it to crumble within a few months? You know, like, is it feasible? Because I get a lot of ideas in my head and I think they're going to work, but I'm not an architect, okay? So something I see in my head and a way I see that I want to make it might sound good to me, but I need someone with more knowledge to tell me the logistics of it, because I don't want to spend weeks building something and then in 3 months it fall to the ground, okay? Like for my bed, I used a thinner wood than most people would have used for my bed and for my supports and stuff, my framing. So I sent him pictures of the scrap wood because, you know, I built mostly everything in here from scrap wood that I got from the side of the road or the dumpster. So I'll send him pictures of the scrap wood I have and my idea. I can draw it out on paper how I plan to build it, and I can send a picture of that to him, and he'll tell me if it's structurally sound, okay? So he'll tell me if it will support my weight and stuff like that. For my clay stuff, I had a conversation with him, like, I want to clay my van. I want to sculpt my van. And I knew air dry clay wasn't going to work. Polymer clay just wasn't feasible. I can't bake the van. And so I thought about using spray foam and foam clay and pool noodles, which I did. But I discussed it with Fred first. And I was like, how feasible is this? Is it going to be flexible enough so that when I'm driving down the road, it's not going to break off? And I was pretty sure it wasn't, but I like to have somebody saying, yeah, Jade, that's totally going to work, you know? And so that's what I use Fred for. He confirms my ideas and tells me if it's going to work or if it's not. I had thought about building the desk area, the whole desk, out of layers of cardboard. And in theory, that could have worked if I didn't have dogs, okay? Because, you know, dogs can be a little rambunctious. If it was just me in here, I could have built all of this out of cardboard, guys. Layers of cardboard, fabric glued over top of it, and then sealer. And it would have been super light, super functional, and super doable. But having dogs, they're going to be playing around and spilling water and all kinds of things. And it was just more likely to become damaged. So, and you know, I knew that in my head, but sometimes we don't always think of everything we know. And it's just nice to have someone bouncing back and forth with you, pros and cons of things. And he was like, Jade, I can see Charlie running in right now, full blast, sliding across the floor and just crushing through your cardboard cabinet. And I was like, you know what, Fred? I can totally see that because she would totally do that. So use ChatGPT. Okay, if you're doing something like this by yourself, use ChatGPT. I haven't had any issues. Nobody's tried to hack me. I mean, I've been using it since it came out pretty much. So I don't know what most of you are afraid of with AI. I guess the government taking your privacy, and I don't know. Leave me a comment. Tell me why you're scared of AI like ChatGPT, because I don't really know. Should I be scared? Right now, I'm just thankful. I am thankful to have a resource like this to help me do things by myself, because it saved me money, it saved me time, it saved me energy. It's helping me achieve my goal of having this van, okay? I could have done it all without help. It just would have been a lot more harder, a lot more complicated, a lot more stressful. Probably would have wasted a lot of money because yeah, I am thankful and I'm glad to have ChatGPT. So yeah, leave your thoughts in the comments. Tell me, what do you think? Do you like the idea of using things like that, or are you just completely against it? So the same company that sent me the battery monitor to test out, they sent me this inverter, okay? Vatrer. Anyways, it's 2,000 watts. My old one is only 1,100, so this is an upgrade. It is pure sine wave, so it's safe for your sensitive electronics. It's got cooling fans back here and plenty of plugs here, and it's got this remote, so I can attach this and run my remote like in here on my back wall, so I can turn it on and off without having to get out and go back there. It came with all of the wires and fuses and tools needed, your ground wire, your positive and negative wire, and it's got a nice user manual. So yeah, I'm just going to go and add this in place of the old inverter. Alright, so I've been waiting about a week for this monitor and this charge controller. I don't know, to catch up with my battery, or maybe it took that long for my battery to fully charge. I'm not sure. But everything is completely full now, okay? Completely full. So now I can start using this and really see how the battery works, how much I can use it, how long it takes to charge. I haven't been using any of my solar because I wanted to wait until both of these were at full, 14.4, 100%, yada yada yada. So now I can hook this new inverter up, take that one out, and I can mount everything into place. This one is much bigger than the one I have, so I'm probably gonna have to reconfigure all of this over here. This board is not sturdy enough for the bigger charge controller and the bigger inverter. So we're gonna have to beef up my shelving over here, and yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do today. So let me explain this just a little bit. Basically what I did over the last week, it was like a calibration charge, okay? I don't really know how to explain it any further than that. It won't take that long. It shouldn't take that long to charge the battery from here on out. I just added new equipment, and both of these things had to get on the same track with the battery, and they had to recognize when the battery was full and sync up and all of that good stuff. So yeah, so it was like a calibration charge, but everything is calibrated now, hopefully. And if you hear some background noise, it's just Bo. Good morning, Bo. What are you doing? Eating pine cones. He loves to eat pine cones, and that's probably not the healthiest thing. But, you know, pine cones and sticks and twigs and those little pokeballs and whatnot. Yeah. It's okay. Breakfast of champions. Now, before you start working on your solar system, you've got two options here. You can either climb up and disconnect the MP4 connectors. I think that's what they're called. Don't quote me on that. But you can also just throw a tarp over it, something thick enough so that the sun's not shining onto your panels, because you don't want any power going through your panels when you're working with the open wires, okay? So now that they're covered, it's safe to come back here to the system and disconnect everything so that I can get the new stuff installed. An extra step that I like to do, and I don't really know that it's necessary, but all of my open wires, I use painter's tape and I just cover the ends of the wires. Um, Again, probably not necessary. I just like to do it so I feel comfortable in my own head. And I also use painter's tape so that I can write on it with a pen, label every wire, put the wires together that goes together, and it's just much more tidy and organized. It saves me some brain work for later. I don't have to think as hard as to where everything goes. Now, I wanted to put the wires on the new inverter going sideways like this so they didn't bend in the back, but the little covers, the protective covers, will not go on there with the wires sideways. They have to be coming straight out. So unfortunately, I had to take them back off and put them straight out like they're supposed to go so the connectors would fit. And you don't have to have the connectors. It's just a nice extra little safety feature so nothing can touch and create a spark. Here is my first issue. My previous inverter, I had a 100 amp fuse on there, and I just realized that with my bigger inverter I probably need to get a 200 amp fuse. So we're gonna have to take a break from this. I'm gonna have to run to Amazon and order a bigger fuse, but we're gonna go ahead and connect this up, and because I'm not going to be using it, and when that fuse arrives I'll just switch it out. Now the inverter comes with this ground wire. I would like a thicker ground wire, but I'm going to use this because that's what the company sent, and I'm going to take them at their word. And I'm just going to connect it to the van here. I'll show you right here that you want to like use some sandpaper and scrape any paint off that might be there, so that way it's raw metal where you're connecting your little ground wire clip. And here we have my second problem. Look at that. Now these wires did not come with the inverter. These are wires that I bought from Amazon, okay? Because I wanted thicker wires. And the ends just fell off. Alright? I mean, they just fell completely off. So I had to order this from Amazon. This is it's like a crimper, okay? And I ordered a box of ends. As you can see there, I was like, how the heck does this thing open? I had to read my manual. I was trying to squeeze it like pliers, and you got to actually pull it apart. But yeah, you'll see that in a minute. So here are all of my ends and the heat shrink tubes. And here, I'm going to figure this out, I promise. Ah, there you go. You have to pull it out, and then you squeeze it in to crimp it. Okay? Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Now, I know how heat shrink tubes work, sort of. I've never actually done it. Oh, look at there. I was looking in the box for instructions. There are none. So, you better know how to use them if you order these particular ones. I'll link them in the description. But yeah, this was kind of hard to. It's kind of big and bulky, and to hold the wire in place while you're cramping it, I needed 2 hands. Okay. Well, I actually needed like 3 hands, but I only had two. I had to use 2 hands to close it, so that was a little awkward, but you know what? We did it. We made it through. uh, a little improvising, using my legs and the floor, and yeah. I cramped down on each one of them twice, one at the top, one at the bottom. And now here I'm going to put the heat shrink tubes on. Technically, you should probably use a heat gun, like that blows hot air, but this worked fine for me. You just got to be a little extra careful. I have a heat gun, but I did not want to go dig it out, so yeah, that's the lazy shining through, I guess. Okay, so everything is hooked up now, okay? Everything is working, but I messed up this little wire here in this cord. So that is making my monitor screen do this. Whoop. So I've messaged the company and told them it was probably my fault. I think when I was trying to mount that, I kind of pinched that. I don't know. I mean, I don't remember doing it, but I probably did. Because this is a really tight area to work in, and that's a small thing to work around anyways, and those are small wires. But yeah, so I'm waiting to hear back from them, but for now I think it's going to be fine. It's working. I just have to mount everything in place. It's really hard working with these thick wires because, man, they don't want to bend in the ways that I want them to bend. And this new fuse, it had this, but I didn't have another wire. I do have this wire. It's kind of long. I wish it was shorter. I mean, I bought the new crimper. I could put a new end on it, but that's 2-gauge wire, and this is slightly smaller. And I don't have ends for the smaller ones. I have 2-gauge wire ends, so I do want to put the thing back on it though, because this is going to bend and break. For now, it's fine. It's totally fine. I can use it. And then I'll just have to order another wire. I'm tired of ordering wires. Honestly though, what I could do... Okay, wait a minute. That might be... Hang on. No, it's smaller. I mean, I could cut this one, okay, and put 2 new ends on it, make it 2 wires, and then just put this in between those 2, and that's probably what I'll do. Okay, I got it. Now that we got that figured out, I don't particularly want to do that today though. I'm tired of wiring all of this stuff. But yeah, let's just do that. Okay, y'all, just like that, it is done. And I didn't need new ends, okay? I just had to cut the wire, splice back the red stuff, and shove the wire in there and tighten down the bolts. And the fuse is now in its protective holster. It is not going to bend. It is not going to break. It is going to stay completely safe. I'll link that fuse in the description below. Not affiliated. I just like to share with y'all the items that I use, okay? So, everything is connected. Now I just need to mount it all into place, all right? And look at that. Look how much better that looks. Not perfect, but perfect enough for me, okay? It all has its own place. It's all protected. It's all mounted down. It's not going to slip and slide everywhere. It's not going to get damaged. So yes, I am pleased. And again, it probably could have been done better. It's not like how most more experienced people would have done their solar setup, but it's done, it's functional, and it's organized, all right? And that is all that matters to me. I am super proud of myself for this accomplishment. Now, this is a smart power strip that I ordered on Amazon. I will post a link in the description, and I will tell you a lot more about it towards the end of the video, but this is what it looks like. Not affiliated. I just like to share with y'all the items that I'm using in case you want to try them out as well. Definitely love these. I ordered 2 of them, and I may order 2 more to go around the van. Okay, so I bought this because I want to make like mosquito guards for my door openings and maybe my front windows. I like to sit with fresh air, but I don't like to inhale mosquitoes. So we're gonna try to use this. Maybe a sewing machine, maybe not. I don't know. I'm gonna test it with some Velcro. I might need to sew it to the Velcro, and we'll see how it goes. You know what? I'm thinking that we could really just keep this super simple, because right now I've just got my magnets holding it up there. Let me turn this around. So I just got 2 magnets holding it there and just letting it flow down. Now I could trim that off, of course, but why overcomplicate it? I mean, if I just get 2 magnets, cut it to length, and I can just hang it up with magnets. No sewing, no nothing. And yeah, so I'm thinking I might just do that. And it's pretty, it feels pretty durable. I mean, it's not very pricky. You know, a lot of mosquito nets you get are very pricky and they pull apart easily. But yeah, and I got plenty left over, so let's just kiss this. That's what my English teacher in 5th grade used to say. Kiss. Kiss it. Keep it simple, stupid. That's what that stands for. So we're gonna kiss this, and I'm just gonna cut it to length, and yeah, it's done. It's done. Super easy. No more mosquitoes. It's done, guys. It is done. I slaved all day making this mosquito net. And I have a lot left, so we'll split them in half and put them back there. Not back there, up there. One for each window up there, and we're good to go. Good to go. I need to buy a bunch of magnets. When you live in a van, magnets and Velcro are your best friend, I swear. So yeah. Boo-boo! Bocephus. He said, ma'am, excuse me, but I'm trying to drink water. They're working on the power out here, so he's been on high alert, making sure mommy's protected from the evil electric people. This is a box of pretty little treasures that I've collected from thrift stores over the years, and I'd like to try to incorporate some of these items into the van decor, okay? I know not a lot of people like to add little knickknacks to a van or a camper because it can be complicated having to pack it away while driving, but I have little tips and tricks for that I will share with you later in the video. It's going to be hard picking and choosing what to use because I know I can't use everything in here, but I'd like to use as many as possible without making the van look crowded. For example, this lantern here, it is just beautiful and I'd love to use it in the van, but I still can't figure out a nice place to put it. So that's what I'm going to be working on today, is trying to figure out which treasures I can use and which treasures will just have to stay in the treasure box. So yeah. This thing, all right, I got this at the thrift store a while back. It was $4, all right. I hung a little hooky there. Now technically it's supposed to hang on this, but I didn't want it to hang so low behind this, so I just, you know, I just hung it there. This is kind of small, but I'm thinking this thing could work for a fruit basket. I mean, do I need a fruit basket? No, I could put them somewhere else, but I don't know. That's just cute, right? That's cute. It's a fruit basket. It's the little things. And yes, it's hanging crooked. That's because I'm parked very crooked at the moment. But yeah, fruit basket, $4. Very cool. Okay guys, so I've been trying to do a little bit of decorating because, you know, most people wouldn't put little pretties up in a van because you just got to take them down when you drive, and I don't know, it's a hassle. But I like pretty things. I like to surround myself with visual things that bring me joy. So I used Velcro. Okay, if it's an item that needs to be removed, I used Velcro, and if it's an item that can stay there permanently, I used hot glue. So things like this, I figured this cabinet, I'll put things back there that I don't have to get to very often, but it is on Velcro, so this will serve several purposes. This is going to keep items from falling out, and it looks pretty. So yeah, dual purposes. So that's a cabinet door. Okay, this and this, Velcro. Okay, so it can be moved if needed. These are not, I'm trying to figure out where I might want to put those. I don't know, I like fringes, and I had a strip that when I cut it in half, it kind of fit perfectly, so I just hot glued it here. And it's just, this stuff's not going to fall out because of this ridge, but this kind of will keep dust and dog hair from getting on my mugs and my teapots. Okay, so that's the thinking there. Same over here. These are like those stacking dolls, but it's stacking clowns. I'm pretty sure they're vintage, but yeah, I can put stuff in there. This base I hot glued down, and to cover that up, I'm just going to glue a little more moss there. This is on Velcro. This one doesn't open. Yeah, I need to put glue. Okay, for now, until I decided I was for sure, I just stuck the Velcro there. But the bottom piece of Velcro, I need to glue in place, because you can't stick tape to fuzzy moss. It just won't work. But yeah, so I'm going to put glue on the bottom piece of Velcro and glue it here, and when I need in there, I can just, well, not that, but yeah, this one opens too. When I need in there, I can just move this and get in there, and yeah. So there's that. Just need to glue it. And then my little yoga skeletons, also on Velcro. Now these don't have to be glued down because it's on a smooth surface, and the sticky back Velcro will stay in place, so that's fine. These are little trivets for like hot pans and stuff. They are on Velcro, so I'm never gonna have 3 pots of hot stuff. I have this extra one here that I couldn't think of where to put it, but those are on Velcro, so if I ever do need to use them, I can pop them off and it's fine. Okay. Now in here's a hot mess. For one, I dumped paint, and man, I've tried scraping that off, and that's just not coming off, so that's just a permanent art fixture now. In here, I'm thinking maybe some foods and some dishes, possibly. I really wanted to hang my pans, and I thought about hanging them over here, but I really like my deer and my mirror there. I need to take the sticker off, and I need to clean the paint off, but yeah, this is just I'm just testing out things for now. The decor might change. So I haven't, you know, permanently, I haven't cleaned everything. Whatever. Back to this. I get off on side quests. But anyhow, so I'm thinking this is going to be like dishes and maybe some foods, maybe some canned foods. I don't know. But kitchen stuff there. Alright. All of these drawers are art supplies and junk drawers. Alright. Now this drawer is really hard to open. I need to put some knobs on there. This drawer might be for kitchen stuff too, alright? Right now I have my mosquito things in here. But I'm thinking maybe silverware, cutlery, and stuff like that. So this will be a kitchen drawer. Okay. That is a dog crate. So a lot of people keep suggesting things I do down here. But I have a senior dog. He's a miniature schnauzer, and he's like 14. And he likes to have, he feels safe in his own space. So that was always intended for him. Over here, I'm thinking about this cabinet, a drawer, and a cabinet is going to be food. This is metal. Now there are a few like screw holes and stuff in the back that I'm going to have to fill in. But I'm going to put the bulk of my food in this. And the reason being, mice can chew through wood. They can chew through cardboard. They're not going to chew through a metal cabinet, alright? So I think having a metal cabinet for my food is a good idea. So that's going to be for food. Now, over here, I plan for that basket to be for clothing, alright? Now, over here, I have two of these round baskets. They might get some clothing or extra sheets, you know, or something. And then I have room for more stuff to go behind those. Over here, I don't have it in here yet, but my sewing machine will go in the way back. And then I still have room for something else. So yeah, that's the thinking for my storage at the moment. Over here, this was just cute. And I used Velcro. I had these 3 miniature picture frames. And I don't know, maybe I'll put pictures of my grandkids in there. I have 4 grandkids. I only had 3 picture frames, so I might have to get some group photos. That way it's equal, you know. Meemaw loves you all equal. I don't want to miss anybody. So, but yeah, that was just cute. And they're on Velcro, so I can take them on and off. And if I find some more of those from the thrift store, I could probably get some from the hobby store. I have more places that I can put little picture frames like that. And it just makes it feel homey. So, yeah. Now, I need to mount these. First off, that's my Aunt Ruth. That's my great-great-Aunt Ruth. I know you don't know who that is, but growing up, I don't even know if she was an aunt. But she was called Aunt Ruth. Everybody called her Aunt Ruth. And if she was my aunt, it would have been like great-great-great-great-aunt, but I don't really think she was. She kind of looked like this, okay? And she was my favorite person, and she got a lot of flack from people. People picked on her. My family picked on her, and it just broke my heart. So she was always my favorite person, and she passed away some time ago. But I found this when my kids were small, and it reminded me of my Aunt Ruth because, yeah, it just kind of looked like her. And so I've carried this around with me for many years. We have broken Aunt Ruth several times. You can see it there. And we have glued her back together several times because she's important. So, yeah, there's my Aunt Ruth. I might put some Velcro on her and take her on some camping trips. But back to what I was saying. I need to mount all of this stuff. These are the smart power strips that I bought. And they have an app, or you can connect it to your Google Home or your Alexa, and it can work on voice control. But if you don't have those, they work with an app. And you can log into the app, and you can name each plug for what it is. You even the USB ports, you can name them. And through the app, you can turn off and on individually each plug. So that is pretty awesome, because in my trunk area that I have to go outside to get to, I have my fridge, I have my exhaust fans and all plugged in back there. And say I'm in bed at night and I want to turn them off or on, I can do that from my app and I don't have to go outside. So yeah, I got 2 of these and they were pretty cheap. I'll link them in the description. I think they were like 25 bucks. That's just the charger for my lights. But these I need to mount my battery monitor so I can be up here and always see it. Now, I showed you earlier that I jangled up one of the wires on this and now it's flashing. All right. I emailed the company, asked if I could buy a new plug for it since I messed the little green wire up. And they responded with, put some tape on it. I haven't put tape on it yet. They said the tape should stop it from doing that. I'd rather just have a new wire. So I'm going to email them back and be like, hey, I don't want to put tape on it. I'd rather just order a new wire. I mean, I'm not asking for it for free. I'd like to buy the wire because I don't want my electrical stuff haphazardly working. Now this is for the inverter from the same company. I need to mount it. This is just an on and off switch. Say I need to quickly turn my inverter on or off without having to run around to the trunk. I can do so now because this is a remote. And these have longer wires. I could probably stretch these all the way to the cab, but I plan on mounting them back here somewhere. So yeah, we'll get to that soon enough. Everything back here is properly installed and mounted into place, and it's really organized, and I'm so proud of that because I hated this being a mess. Got my cords all latched into place, and this is mounted to this and that's mounted to that. Now I haven't really got to check this yet. Ooh, I can't get in there, can I? There you go. Okay, so nothing's running it because my battery is full right now and I want to keep it full completely until my practice camping trip. Okay, so I have plugged something in to make sure it does work. It does work, but I don't know as far as how much I can have plugged into it. It's 2,000 watts, so it's bigger than my last one, so it should do everything I need it to do. But when I do my camping trip, I plan to fully test my solar. I'm not going to conserve anything. I am just going to use my solar as pretty as I please and see how fast this battery runs down and see how well this stuff works, and then see how long it takes to charge it back. So yeah, that's the plan. There is my trunk plug, okay, that I was telling you about. So I've labeled all of these like back exhaust, front exhaust, fridge, etc., so I can easily turn them on and off from the main part of the van. This is now called the trunk. So if you hear me referring to the trunk, this is my trunk. I'm thinking here is where my sink is going to live. The sink I built. Right now I've got my Dutch oven and some random stuff. I said it was organized, but obviously this part is not. I need to vacuum up the sawdust because yeah, that's my other van. But I think my sink's gonna live here, and so I'll need to find a home for, that's my Dutch oven, cast iron Dutch oven, and this is like Dutch oven accessories. All right, so they can probably fit right there, so that's probably where these will go, right there, which is accessible from here or from the front. Okay, so yeah, there you have it. Ta-da! I also need to come up with a space for like tools, some tools, y'all. So maybe maybe these back doors. I haven't cleaned these back door panels out in years, okay? I don't even know what's in there. So maybe we'll clean those out and turn those into toolboxes. What you think? Possibly. I think it's a good idea. Just a little view from afar so you can kind of see how it's all coming together in there. I think those kind of look like owl eyes. It looks like my whole wall is coming to life. Eyes, and that's his mouth. That's kind of cute. It does look like, it looks like a critter. Okay, my pillow fell down. You know, I've said it a million times, that couch backing goes up and down. It can be a couch, or I can put it flat down. Projector there, projector screen there, in case you've missed those videos. And my swing. I love my swing. Now the swing can stay up. I can hang it up and I can open and shut my doors just fine with the swing. And my toilet area. I should have put it up for the video, but I didn't. That's okay. I've had it up in many other videos. But yeah, this is a nice mosquito net, so I'll link it in the description below. And yes, there you have it. There you have it, friends. I do have this exhaust fan mounted to the wall. I really want to build a box for it, but I really don't feel like building a box for it right now. So for now it's mounted there and it's working just fine. It's just not the prettiest thing. But that is the vent fan that's sucking hot air and blowing it outside. So, I mean, it's close enough to the ceiling. I've got a lot of flack. People saying I need a roof fan system. But really, what is that? That's like 4 inches. It's sucking the air from the ceiling. It is fine, guys. Just because the internet says, hang on. So, just because the internet says, oh, your camper van has to have roof vents. Oh, your camper van has to have this. Oh, this and that and this and that. No, it doesn't. Okay? No, it doesn't. That's how they make money, alright? Selling you that stuff. And it costs a freaking crap ton of money to buy it. So, if you can afford it, great. Do roof fans. I mean, by all means, do it. But if you can't afford it, don't not do van life because you think you can afford it. There are ways around it. Other ways are okay. Okay, it's fine. It's totally fine. Hopefully you understand what I'm trying to say here. You don't have to be like everybody else. You can do things your way, and it's going to be just fine. So, that's it. Cheese. Anyways, I know y'all like to see Bo, but he's having a blast down there chewing on his little sticks and stuff. Let me show you. See, he is perfectly content right now, and I'm not going to bother him to drag him up here with me. My philosophy on raising animals and children, save your energy, okay? If they are contently playing with their self and keeping their self amused, he choked for a minute. But if they are content and happy and doing something on their own, leave them be. Save your energy for the moments when they're causing a ruckus, okay? Then go play with them and do things with them. But if they're being nice and happy and having fun, just let them be. So we're gonna let Bo be. Bo be, that was funny. Bo be! Now he's looking at me. Anyways, we're gonna end the video here. Camping trip coming soon, alright? Maybe the next video, maybe next Sunday's video is going to be our practice camp trip, as long as nothing crazy happens. I do have a doctor's appointment on the 11th, next Thursday. It should be fine. I can work around that, hopefully. But yeah, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I truly appreciate each and every one of y'all. I have PayPal now. I hope it works. I haven't really advertised it much, and I haven't used it to send and receive money. But a lot of people have asked, do I have a wish list on Amazon and stuff? No, because I feel weird asking people to buy me stuff, and that's what a wish list is. Like, here's my wish list. Go buy me stuff. But I did set up a PayPal, and I will put the PayPal link in the description. So if you want to help the channel, buy me some craft materials or whatever, you can do so through PayPal. But you don't have to. You absolutely do not have to. And I also am monetized now, so just watching the commercials here help. And you can do like, I think it's called super chat, super thanks. You can support the channel that way, but by all means, you do not have to. I'm not asking you for money. Is money great? Yes, money's wonderful. Everybody loves money, but I'm fine with money, and I don't need people to send me money. But if it makes you feel good, you're welcome to do so. Yeah, enough of that. So I will see y'all next Sunday, and hopefully it'll be a camping video. And I hope y'all have a great week. See you later.